Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Casting the Spotlight episode number 144. Exactly 100 episodes since the last episode at the APT on Hampton.
And we're at the last episode.
And the last episode in this setting. This is the end of the road as we know it.
The last episode ever.
Right yep, now. It's it. No, it's not it. But this is the end of an era for sure. It's kind of crazy since that time we put in 100 episodes.
Yeah.
Ironically.
It is kind of wild to think. It's kind of weird how it lined up. Honestly,
I know.
It's like exactly 100 episodes since this era for you.
Yeah.
So
and for you too, we've done
we've
at
done
least
quite a few here.
We've done at least probably, so if that's 100, I'm sure we did at least 85 to 90 of them here, right?
Yeah, we'd have to.
For sure. Well, the second most place we went to yours, we went to Andy's twice. Your parents, whenever your dad's 100th episode happened.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Good times.
Had an extended
Quite an
life
era.
here. It has. But this is definitely like the most content era we've ever had. We've had Kyle on for 3 of his 4 in this era.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there's a lot of meat there on the bone. There's a lot of episodes to choose from. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as we are approaching the end of the road during this era of the podcast, before the next commences,
New eras begin.
we're going to slap around another fucking edition of this hard-hitting segment.
We need to start floating some names or something.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on.
Shit.
But we're going to compare some categories. Today, we drew candy by eyes. We've had comedy movies. We've also drawn film trilogies. We drew Walking Dead characters. We drew TV characters.
Yeah.
So that is the history of this segment. Before we'll both choose one thing to go up against essentially a gauntlet of competitors to see what the fuck stands tall or what our preference is. This is no good, the bad, and the shits. There's no median here. This is this or that. What will fuck around the other stuff? So last time, did I start and give you mine, or did you start and I gave you my answers?
I was trying to think of that.
Because we just did it. I think I...
film trilogies?
I think I went... The film trilogies, I don't quite remember.
That was the last one.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
I think... Did you go first? I think you might have went first.
Yeah, I did. So yeah, so you would go first on this one. So this is Candy Bars.
Alright.
Excuse the Boston accent, you know, it's not real. Get in the cat! That's one of the best.
So you want me to read first then?
Yeah, and then I was gonna say, I'm the recipient
I just had to
of
make
the
sure
answers. Yeah, I think you draw, and then you also provide the first round.
Alright. So, the ultimate competitor running the gauntlet tonight is the Hershey's milk chocolate.
The classic.
The
Been around
classic.
since like 1920s or something.
It's
I don't know exactly.
probably the fucking oldest, I'd imagine.
One of them. It's up there. It's kind of crazy. It's not the number one.
Well, what's it gonna survive against? Something,
see.
you know, this
We'll
could
see.
be this could raise some
I'm
concern.
It didn't necessarily lower for me, but it did. A lot of other things overcame it.
Yeah.
You know.
I still love it.
It is.
I know
No,
a lot
it's
of people are like, it's plain as fuck.
And it's-
I'll never.
Guess
I'll
what
never just
though?
buy
It's
it.
the most versatile chocolate.
And it is just so good by
It
itself.
provides a lot.
Set that just a piece of it on your tongue, shit melts.
Yeah, you can put
Tastes
it on
so
some
good.
more. It's fucking.
Oh yeah.
Break a few pieces off. I'm not talking about breaking a piece off. So,
We got the Hershey's milk chocolate bar
Hershey's milk chocolate
versus the Kit Kat bar. Regular Kit Kat bar.
The wafer, the classic.
The classic.
I'm gonna take Hershey's milk chocolate bar. Smacking that right out of the first round.
I think I'd agree. There's probably a handful of people that are already tuning the fuck out.
No,
Guess
these
what?
motherfuckers overrate Kit Kats like the fucking plague, man. Now, the Witch's Brew I'm not saying the
Everybody's got their
regular...
opinion.
I'm not saying they... No, they don't. Yeah, no, I know.
But it's wrong.
I know, yeah. But the Kit Kat is good. I'm not going to say it's not. There's just a lot better than it. And the Witch's Brew Kit Kat would slap around the Kit Kat.
It is pretty damn good.
It is.
But I don't think I could eat the Witch's Brew Kit Kat year round either. I think it's just because it's around Halloween,
But
and you're
it's
like,
good.
damn, this
it's
is
great.
good.
It is.
If it was the marshmallow cream shit all the
Yeah.
time, I'd be like, this is fine.
It's a little different than the white chocolate, I think.
Yeah,
because
it
that's
is.
actually white. This is a different thing. It's a different, content.
Marshmallow shit, though, is fine.
Oh, it is.
It's
So,
so good.
Hershey's milk chocolate up 1-0.
Yep. So Hershey's milk chocolate versus. What do you say? You say Reese's or Reese's?
Reese's.
That's what I
Reese's,
say,
you sound
too.
like a fucking fool. I don't give a
I
fuck.
say Reese's, dude.
I don't give a fuck out there who's so no, it's right. No, it isn't. It isn't.
So the Hershey's
There's
milk
not
chocolate.
2 E's on the end, bitch.
Yeah, Reese's just. I'm like.
There's not 2 E's on the end. It's it. It's grammar. English will slap you around every time. It's fact.
So the Reese's cups, the classic cups, versus the Hershey's milk chocolate bar.
I probably these days have to give it to the cups. Maybe edge it out a little bit. I love
Yeah,
peanut
they're
butter and
damn good.
chocolate. That's not to say it's not to say it's a shame for the Hershey's. You know, I can
Yeah.
see it depending on what you put on here. I can see it with a, I don't think it'll get over this, but I can see it. Not even knowing what you have, it'll probably at least win 4 to 5.
You think?
I'm guessing.
So
We'll see. We'll see. I don't have any idea what you have.
So it's 1-1 right now. Took the Reese's cups over, and Hershey's over the Kit Kats. So
But it's gonna be a half, or it's gonna be a minority Reese's or no Hershey's. It's not gonna win. I doubt.
well,
I doubt with what you have on there, unless you put some real dog shit on there.
the Hershey's milk chocolate bar versus the Baby Ruth.
And that's got what in it again?
That's peanut butter, or no, it's peanuts, chocolate, caramel, I believe. Yeah.
Maybe. You know, if I was more like if I had eaten nearly as many in my life, I may say that over Hershey's, but I think Hershey's is probably gonna take that one too. Yeah, I do. I don't really ever buy Baby Ruths.
Peanuts,
You know what I mean?
caramel,
I'll buy-
milk chocolate.
Mostly, if I buy a candy bar, it'll be some variation of Hershey's, maybe the cookies and cream, maybe a different flavor, depending on what they have. Twix, maybe regular, maybe cookies and cream, or Snickers. And that's not to say necessarily they're my top 3, but that's just what I find appealing to grab at that point, Because I love some of the other ones too.
Yeah, Baby Ruths are fire.
They are.
They're
They're
really
good.
are.
I don't really eat that much of them though.
All right, so Hershey's over the Baby Ruth.
Yep.
All right, so the Hershey's bar or Caramello.
I don't even ever fucking eat those.
You don't?
No, I don't. You don't. You know I don't buy that much candy.
Well, those, they're fucking good.
Caramello is with
Haley,
the
I will say,
marshmallow.
though, no, she was like, they're just milk chocolate and caramel, but the caramel is like fucking soft and like just pools out of there, man. It's like a little
Oh,
pool
man.
of caramel in there. It's fun.
Same thing. I don't remember the last time if I've ever had that. Maybe I have. I don't know. It doesn't
It all
sound.
melts in your
I know what
mouth.
it is, but I'm like, I think because of the familiarity, I would probably have to take Hershey's too.
All right.
If I had had them more, I almost the same thing as Baby Ruth. I gotta be true to that. You know what I mean? Because I've had a hell of a lot more Hershey's in terms of okay.
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna buy something like Baby Ruth, I'm gonna probably buy, Snickers or Milky Way. I guess I do buy those sometimes too. The Milky Way Midnights, the dark chocolate ones with the other shit. Oh, they're so good.
Yeah.
They're really
Milky
good.
Way in itself is pretty damn good.
It is. It is up there.
I think you're crazy though, Caramello.
I'd maybe rearrange my answer, but I can't, in all honesty, say. I think that kind of makes something default over something else if you're not. Kind of like how I was like, I don't know if I rewatched Pirates of the Caribbean, I would take it over the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
But because of that, I was like, I gotta almost give it to, because you probably would have picked Pirates, wouldn't you, over the sequels, the first three?
Probably. The first two I enjoyed quite a bit. The third one wasn't bad either.
Yeah, 2 was a bomb.
Force Awakens though was fucking great.
It was, and there everything wasn't bad about 2 and 3. It's just they had just fucking huge holes.
Oh yeah.
Gaping.
Terrible problem.
Gaping holes in it. Which was really upsetting because honestly, like as much as you don't like some of the other aspects in either the originals or the prequels, like there wasn't nearly that many gaping holes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of holes in Rise, but just what they did with the characters was just unforgivable in The Last Jedi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Rise just was.
Rise was choppy too. It was
they were
real
just trying.
choppy.
He was trying to like bring it back to what he wanted to do with it originally, and it was like, it was
The
so
Leia scenes were
far
so
fetched
phony.
feeling. Yeah, it was not good. I almost like upon re-examination too. I'm like, I might like Last Jedi more.
Yeah. I think what they tried to do on Last Jedi, to be fair, worked better than what they tried to do with Rise. Is that fair? But you didn't like everything that happened with Rise, so it's like that's the thing. But the beginning to end movie they made with Rise with Jedi was probably better because of how inconsistent Rise was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though elements of Rise of Skywalker was dope, but like, I don't know. Now we're way fucking off. Well, the Star Wars one will come someday. It's surprising that neither the films or the characters, nothing has came up yet.
Yeah.
It's surprising. We'll get there. This is only like the 5th, maybe 6th edition, right? 5th?
5th.
Yeah. Only on Solo so far, folks. So, what do you got?
The Hershey's bar over the caramel. So it's up 3-1
Oh boy.
right now.
I have a feeling it's going to be halted.
All right, so the Hershey's milk chocolate bar versus the Butterfinger.
I do like Butterfingers. There's nothing tries to assassinate my teeth as much as the Butterfinger, though. You know, they are really good. No, I don't know if I don't even know if because like it's good. I don't know, man.
I get that though. Like it does.
It's just like regular M&Ms. They do that the worst too. And also regular M&Ms are not even. Shout out to M&M because it can't be put on this list or the sweet candy list. So it's getting no love.
M&Ms,
like Lil Wayne and Eminem.
Whoppers, Milk Duds, they're all getting fucked over. Dude. I love both of them.
Milk fucking duds.
There
was a time when I loved Whoppers though too.
They're great too.
Big time on Whoppers at one point. This was when I was like literally probably 6 or 7.
Well, I'm still 6 or 7 because I fucking love them.
Well, no, I'm just
But yeah, they're all getting left out. Yeah, but I will say though, I think like the pretzel M&Ms, the peanut M&Ms, a lot of those flavor, like the caramel ones, like a lot of them are better than just the regular M&Ms.
I would say this: a Butterfinger has more appeal in ways, even though Hershey's is reliable and it's got the versatility. But I would say it's more satisfying as far as taste goes with a Butterfinger, probably. So we'll give it the edge by inches, not feet.
All right. So the Butterfinger over.
Yeah. I don't ever really get them, but I don't get regular milk chocolate Hershey's either. There just was a time when I was huge on them. I'll eat one though if one's around, fuck it.
All right. So 3-2 Hershey's milk chocolate. So the Hershey's milk chocolate bar versus 3 Musketeers.
Oh man. The Musketeers are good too.
They are good.
There's also a time when I was really high on those. Didn't last nearly as long.
See, I feel like I like them more now than I did whenever I was younger. I was just like, these are boring as fuck when I was younger.
That pack that I would get for Halloween, the Hershey's, full-size Hershey's, or no, it was Snickers, Twix, Milky Way, and Musketeers.
Yeah. That
was an elite pack. Like, you got like 5 of each or something. It was like insane.
Yeah, it was a great
loaded.
pack.
Cost a pretty penny for some candy bars, but it looked great, It's like, all right.
Put them in the fridge.
Yeah, I did. We would eat the fuck out of them and all the candy jar and everything else.
Yeah, it was bad for my teeth.
Still is.
Good
We still
times.
do it.
Yeah.
The Halloween Bowl still lives on. Oh, you bet your ass it's gonna be out in these coming months.
Oh yeah.
The original bowl. So what do we got right now?
So it was the Three Musketeers versus the Hershey's milk chocolate bar.
I probably the same as Butterfinger. I don't necessarily love it a lot more, but I might edge it out over Hershey's. But there's some other ones that would slap the fuck out of Three Musketeers.
I do like Three Musketeers.
They are good.
But yeah, they're not like at the top.
No less than 6 of them would slap Three Musketeers in the mouth.
All right, so the Hershey's milk chocolate bar or Twix.
Oh yeah, Twix for sure. Twix is one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the all-time the cookies and cream they have on there are really good too. But even the regular, you know, I'm a big fan. I don't know if they'd come in second like all time. Snickers is my favorite, but they're up there.
That's why I didn't put that on here because I'm like, I know you picked that.
Oh yeah. That's almost like a good rule. Is like it does have to miss. That's the thing about having a favorite too. It especially stands above and tall. Is like it can't really be included.
Yeah, dude. If this was my list for, you giving it to me, it's kind of crazy to think because I do like the Hershey's milk chocolate bar, but I think it only would have went over like the Kit Kat. So I think I would have picked Reese's Cups.
Well, if I was more familiar with. Because I almost thought about saying Baby Ruth. I'm way more familiar with the Baby Ruth than the Caramellos though.
Yeah.
Not saying I would like either one of them more if I had them recently, but I'm like, just for familiarity reasons, I'd take the Hershey's over that. Nostalgia. So what's it up right now?
It's 3-3.
All right. So what do we got?
No, it's 4-3.
Over what?
It's Hershey's is losing.
Oh.
You've picked 4 of the other options. So it's 3-4, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Twix made that real fucking short and sweet.
All right, so Hershey's milk chocolate bar or the Reese's fast break bar. It's fucking...
Yeah, I would probably say the fast break bar, too. I'm not as high on those necessarily as you, but they are fucking pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
You ever buy them like in just the regular like full size or bigger one at the gas station?
I used to more like when we lived in the apartment in Hampton. I'd get them at the gas station across the street.
Yeah, they were good.
But
buying that pack was a must with the cups, the fast breaks, and the Take Fives. That pack was a must. Throw some of those bitches in the freezer or the fridge too.
Yeah, I used to buy individual fast break bars and individual Take 5 Reese's Take 5s.
Dude, that Take 5 ain't to be fucked with.
Fantastic. All right, so it's what, 3-5 now?
Yeah, it's losing ground.
All right, so the Hershey's milk chocolate bar, and are you gonna upset some feelings here? What are you gonna do?
Probably. We got some passionate ones out there.
Bar.
Ooh, I do like them. I mean, I'm not as high on the 100 grand as Rachel, but I'll probably give it to the old 100 grand. I do like it. You know, it's almost just that Hershey's. I don't like it any less per se. I just like some of the other ones more. Whenever they have more to offer, sometimes it's like, all right, well, I'll give the edge to this if I'm wanting more than just chocolate, you know. But it doesn't clown around because Hershey's at the end of the day, it's got more versatility, like we were saying, than anything else.
Yeah.
Nothing else has it.
You can do a lot of shit with them.
Just chocolate. Turn into fudge.
So the 100 grand over as well?
Yeah.
So it's what? 6-3?
Yep. It's laying a beating, man.
All right. So the Hershey's milk chocolate bar or the Hershey's special dark chocolate bar.
I don't really ever get the just dark chocolate bar, is what I would say. That's the thing, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I like...
get them in the, like, mini bars and packs and shit sometimes.
I do like dark chocolate, probably more than most people. I do think a lot of people like dark chocolate, too, like older people especially, too. My grandma was big on dark chocolate on my dad's side.
I think my mom and dad like it.
But I like it, and honestly, if, like, dark chocolate were a good, the bad, and the shits, I would say underrated. But I probably would give that to the regular milk chocolate.
Same. I like milk more.
Yeah. But dark chocolate, and especially like on things from time to time, like that Milky Way one, and like some of the other ones that it's really nice to have every once in a while because you're like, man, dark chocolate sounds fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it is the best for you too out of the three.
Oh yeah.
But I enjoy it, so I guess I'm up, huh?
Yeah. So you picked milk. Will we dark?
Milk, yeah. What did I
Right.
say? 4 to 5.
So it was
6 to 4.
Yeah. So you picked milk chocolate bar 4 times.
Mm-hmm. I said 4 or 5, probably. I didn't know. Yeah, and some of those was kind of iffy, like, because it could have went either way. A couple of them too.
All right.
Well, for you, I got the main guy tonight going into the gauntlet, the payday, the not fucking around here for business. I brought a suitcase. Payday.
The payday is severely underrated.
It really is. It
comes.
comes.
Get shat on. Nobody ever is picking up the payday, and it's fucking good.
The payday comes ready to work with a
It's
suitcase.
peanuts and caramel.
It's fucking ready to go. It is. No, it really is. I would say the payday, fucking number 1 going against the payday. How about the Milky Way? The classic Milky Way.
Gotta pick the Milky Way, man.
Oh, shit.
The Milky Way, that's the thing. The paydays are damn good. I just talked them up. The Milky Way, bro. You take a bite into a Milky Way and let that shit melt on your tongue. You fucking slide down the rainbow for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Shit's great.
It'll make you taste the rainbow.
says fuck you, Skittles. Second you
Yeah.
take a bite of it.
All right, well, so you're taking the Milky Way, huh?
Oh, yeah.
The payday versus the Kit Kat.
Taking the payday, man. And here's the thing. It sounds like we just fucking hate Kit Kats. I still like a Kit Kat. I'll still fucking munch on a Kit Kat. But there's a shitload of candy I'd take over it, too. Candy bar wise.
You bring it up just to crush it again.
I'm just saying, I'd still eat it. It's not like
fair.
I'm like avoiding it.
No,
If it's in the bowl. But
that's fair for sure. So a payday versus a Butterfinger.
Oh, well. Sorry, payday. Let's go into the Butterfinger.
Damn.
The Butterfinger, man, one of my fucking faves. Love
Okay.
them.
All right. So how about a payday versus a Crunch Bar?
Oh man, the Crunch Bar can get itself fucked out of here. The payday all day.
What are the grand ones? The ones with the nuts. The fucking what are they? Not the
Oh, I know
100
it's
grand.
100 grand. Right?
Maybe it's like a yellow wrapper. I have no idea what that is.
Oh, Mr. Good Bar.
Yeah, those aren't honestly like I'm not saying they're my favorite, but those are not bad. The
Yeah.
little ones my grandpa gets, those are not bad.
The chocolate tastes cheap as fuck in a Mr. Good Bar. I don't know what it is about a Mr. Good Bar. It's like it's the Easter Bunny fucking chocolate in those Mr. Good Bars.
Tastes cheap.
It
as
does.
fuck.
The Mr. Good Bar chocolate is fucking rancid.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
god.
the payday is slapping the fuck out of the Crunch Bar.
Oh
So
man.
it's 2-2, I think, right? Yeah.
It's funny because we can like make a match out of all these motherfuckers too. Anytime one thing goes against another. How can a movie? One time I said that, and you're like, that makes me sound dumb as fuck.
Yeah, you imitate
How
me like
can a
I'm
movie?
fucking dummy.
like that's like a Bill Burr joke. Like I'm a fucking dummy. What do you think, fucking? How about up 5th here for the tiebreaker in a way, but you know we're only halfway there. A payday versus a 3 Musketeers in a fucking tables match.
Fuck, that's hard. They're both damn good. Here's my problem with the 3 Musketeer bar. They're light as a feather, dude. You pick these things up, it's like, why would I pay $4
No, it is.
for this?
Yeah, you're not
That's
even
the
getting.
problem.
You're not
It's
getting
like,
bar.
It doesn't feel like anything.
You're getting like hollow bar. That's
Yeah,
all it
they're
is. There's
good.
nothing.
but it's so airy.
It is.
Like, I like them in
Talk about
packs.
cheap chocolate. The Musketeers screams cheap chocolate.
Well, the chocolate itself's damn good. The nougat's good. But the problem is
that even nougat? What is that?
you don't get the bang for your buck.
They should
It's
put
only
marshmallows
nougat.
in there.
There's a bar that is that, isn't it? Just
That would be
marshmallows
so
and
good.
chocolate.
Or like half of it's marshmallow. Oh, that'd be great.
Half marshmallow, half nougat.
Yeah.
No,
We're on
but-
to outside chocolate. We're on to something
Yeah.
with that. That'd be good.
I think
People are like, that texture's good. Shut the fuck up.
it would be damn good together because
Hey, this is the last one tonight.
Squishy with the marshmallow and kind of like the nougat melt on top. The nougat would
Yeah.
have to go on top of the marshmallow.
Oh, I was thinking a 50-50 down the middle split. You were thinking top bottom?
Yeah, so I think
No, you could do that.
I'm 50. That's just you're gonna get.
Yeah,
it's an uneven bite. Then you gotta bite harder on one side.
Or you gotta try to, fucking bunny rabbit it across evenly. So, what are you taking? Payday?
I gotta take the
Musketeers?
payday over the
Okay.
Three Musketeers.
Okay,
I love a Three
Musketeers.
Musketeer,
Yeah.
but I like it more in the packs. Like I can't just buy an individual Three Musketeer.
See, I'll never forgive you, man. You made me fucking take the Star Wars prequels, or no, see, I would take the prequels over a lot, everything almost. You made me take the sequels over a lot of those because I'm like, God damn, I haven't seen those as much as. See, I think maybe you. I was gonna say some of these you probably don't know exactly how familiar I am with them, or if I'd even seen them once or twice, like I had the Pirates or like some of the other ones, then I would maybe consider it more. But I'm like, I don't feel just if I've seen something 4 times as much, like the sequels, over something that I've only seen once or twice, even if I might have liked those a lot more upon first watch. You know what I mean? Which it was hard not to like even the sequels upon first watch because of our experience with a loaded crowd, all of our best friends and shit. You know what I mean? Like the experience of them was so much fun, but they won't age as well as the other ones,
Yeah.
Or maybe they will eventually, but they don't right now.
No.
Not with us. So Payday, this is gonna be a tough one versus Reese's Take 5.
To take 5. Just slapping the hell out of the payday. And that's saying something because the paydays beat the hell out of some of these.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, this one
Like I
might
said,
be.
the fast breaks and the take 5s, Reese's is doing something with that shit, man.
Yeah.
They know what the fuck is going on. Those would even beat the hell out of the Reese's Cups, in my opinion.
You think?
In my
The Take
opinion.
5.
Yeah, and the fast break.
I would say next is gonna be Candy Baz. No, it's gonna be Payday versus Twix.
Oh. Gotta give it to Twix.
Oh man,
I like the payday.
it's starting to lose some ground.
Twix, though, man. They're fucking good. They're kind of like a little mini cookie, in a way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're damn good.
It's so good. I don't know. I'm about them. I don't quite like the texture as much as Snickers. You know what I mean? Whenever you bite into it and how it's like loaded with everything perfectly, with the nougat, the peanut, the chocolate, the
It
everything.
just makes all that
It's
shit.
so-
Snickers. Yeah.
It's so good. But the Twix is one of the best.
It's good.
You need a moment. It's there for you. The Twix cookies and cream. Big shout out to them too. Slap. I remember I got a few of those sometimes at the apartment and everything. The cookies and cream Twix. Those are so good too.
Remember they did the
Like,
left or the
in-
right?
And it was only in the middle. It wasn't like a white chocolate outer Twix.
Yeah.
So that was super.
Yeah, they did a couple variations too.
Which one are you talking about?
When they did that marketing campaign where they're like the left or the right Twix. Remember that
So
shit?
fucking good. You could turn it around upside down to be the opposite.
It's like what do you mean? It's just because
Oh,
there's
man.
2 in
Yeah,
there.
they lost some ground that day. I don't know where it would place. Twix could place anywhere in my top 2, all the way to like 5. I don't know on a given
Yeah,
day.
Twix is good.
It can range, but it's up there. It's up there.
Yeah, same with me. Like they're not probably in my like elite class of favorites, but they're damn good.
All right, Payday versus Hershey's milk chocolate.
I'm probably taking the milk chocolate.
Really?
I like a Hershey's just a classic Hershey's bar.
Okay.
They're fucking good, man. I feel like a lot of people now, they just overlook them. They're like, that's the old shit. They don't even look
What's
at
with these people?
in the candy aisle. They fucking just pass right over them. Everybody grabbing the Snickers and the Reese's cups. Fucking, pay some respect to your
You don't
ancestors.
think, dude,
goddamn.
paydays are overlooked as fuck too, though.
They are.
They're way more overlooked, I feel like, than Hershey's, but it doesn't mean
That's
Hershey's
because
isn't
Hershey's is
better.
versatile,
Yeah.
Like we were saying. You can do, a lot of people don't just eat them straight up either.
Yeah.
They put them on shit. And like,
But I feel like a lot of times if you're eating them to be more versatile, you're buying more than just one bar. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You're buying like a pack. But, it all comes down to preference. So right now, Payday has only got the nudge over what, 3?
I don't
Only
remember.
Kit Kat, Crunch Bar, and Musketeers. I think are the only ones Payday's up on right now. There's 2 more here, and they're not fucking around. Payday versus Snickers.
Yeah, I'm probably going with the Snickers.
Yeah.
It is just kind of like a full candy bar, It's got a lot of shit going on in there.
Does even the bite-sized ones, man.
Yeah. That's the
The
thing.
Pops.
It is the definition of a fucking candy bar.
It's got everything in it for sure. So you're taking 6-3 right now over Payday.
Yeah.
Payday versus the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
See, this is where shit gets complicated because I do like the cups, but they're like, I take, the Franken cups over the regular ones.
Yeah,
probably.
for sure.
I take the fast breaks over the cups. I take the take fives over the cups.
Dude, those little cups though are some of the best. They're perfect size.
The mini ones are
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Well, not the ones that are unwrapped. The ones you still get unwrapped, but they're like you
The
get
foil
in like a
ones?
candy jar. Yeah.
Yeah, those are fire.
Those are so good.
The fat ones, they get kind of melted in the
Yeah,
middle. There's
they
a
do.
fuckload of peanut butter in there, like right in the
They
middle.
can get sloppy.
And there's like
That's
hard
why
mini chocolate,
they need
and
to
they
put
get
in the fridge.
melty. I think I'm taking the Payday. Honestly,
Payday gets one last
I
redemption,
think so.
and we both finished 6-4 on our main. The main got
So
the
4
better.
to
of.
6.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
The main, like Hershey's, it slapped a couple of those around. You know what I mean? At least 2 or a few of them.
Yeah.
Some of them it was edged out. It edged out a little bit. See, if I went back and if I had a Baby Ruth tomorrow, I'd probably be like, okay, maybe Baby Ruth over it. But maybe the caramellos or whatever the fuck. To me, it's caramel. But like I guess when
I
it's a
know.
full word, it's
And then whenever I say it, it's caramel. But whenever I have to pronounce that candy bar, I'm like, it's got to be caramello because otherwise it's just Carmelo, and Carmelo Anthony's a basketball player. That's not a
well,
candy bar.
no, caramello is that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's actually the name. But like, yeah, it makes 6-4 right there. And candy bars has been dealt with.
Yeah. We both edged out in favor over our topic
Over
this
the main
time.
thing. Those are some competitive grounded ones. That was like a very competitive one
Yeah.
for both the candy bars there. So there's nothing, There's some up there. I don't know. If I had to go with a 2 after Snickers, it would probably be the Take 5 right now. I mean, the Franken cups are for sure up there.
The Reese's Take 5 or the Take 5?
The Reese's Take 5. I don't know when the last time I got a regular Take 5 would have been.
They're pretty damn good.
But they're probably essentially the same thing. Reese's just got the branding over, right?
Well, Reese's has the peanut butter, where Take 5 has the caramel, I think. Or nougat, maybe. Because caramel is still in the Take 5.
Yeah.
No, it is nougat and peanut butter. So it is caramel in place of
Dude,
the
that
peanut
pretzel
butter.
adds so much to
It
it.
is, yeah.
It does. It like really fucking.
I
helps
love
it.
the pretzel M&Ms too, because it's like the pretzel and chocolate fucking does mix well.
Mm-hmm. No, it does for sure. Man.
Well,
For once, it wasn't a characters one. It was a different variation here.
yeah.
I wonder what the.
Don't talk a lot of candy bars on the podcast.
We
so-
may or may not end up shooting a solo at the new location. first to start off. We'll see how it goes, but it is looking like that. So we'll just see how it goes. But that wouldn't be bad because even if we do, back to back anyway, it's like the end of the era here, the start of a new one. Things will be shifted. A new setting, folks. Wait and see. Had quite the era here, though.
Yeah.
Done a lot of big episodes.
It's been, like you said, the most extensive, content-wise era we've had. Is definitely in this basement.
It has.
The basement. Sure. That's been the location. It's
been Eric Foreman's basement. That always looked dope to me. Not really, but yeah. It's always just kind of having like the whole setup and having the seating going and shit.
Yeah.
So it'll be curious to see how it goes. But
you keeping the couches?
Yeah. I may get new covers though. Because these motherfuckers are like almost 6 years old. Some of them have holes and everything. Might go darker. Maybe not black. Maybe like either charcoalish or kind of like that one's not in as bad a shape, but maybe you could still use a renewal. This one has way more holes in it. So this one I think for sure is going to get replaced. I may even keep the cover just for like if I wash them or you don't really need it that dire. But I'm going to look around for some other stuff and figure out how it all fits in there. May upgrade the coffee table. May do a few new additions and everything. I don't know if the coffee table will be a immediate get to or not because I need a TV stand before then. Need a few other things.
Yeah.
But this will probably come with me at least initially, but we probably won't use it for too terribly long. We'll see how it goes. I also need something that fits in there good and that can be clipped on with these mic arms because that's the other thing. It can't be like way too wide. You know what I mean? Either. I got to figure out what those can fit on, but I'm like, this thing's seen some damage and it also like the creaking and stuff in the episode sometimes. You can hear it on this.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, this is a classic table we've used for fucking years for all these different events and shit.
A lot of the podcasts.
And yeah, but yeah, we may do something different with it. I think I'll take my table and everything, set that up somewhere because I'm like, I want shit out of the way, but I also want to figure out a good place for like the TV, the setup, like the couch is facing towards. And I don't necessarily have to do the L or whatever, but I want it to be where it could be like max capacity. Yeah. And just fucking, be able to have a good view of everything.
The L works the best.
It does. Of the time. It saves like a lot of room, and it kind of allows for like the most seating in like a distinct, favorable area, yeah. Like towards like the TV or whatever's like the whatever you're looking at, kind of, which is usually the TV. So, but yeah, man, be a hell of a time.
Coming around the corner now.
It is. It's been one hell of an era here. So, bless you.
Thanks.
In this era, we've done like all 4 of Andy's, 2 of them over here, 2 of them in his place. We did your 100th one with your dad this era. We did our first Comic-Con. We laid it down with a malted. Kyle did put 4 of them down here. 1 for Christmas, 1 for the Bastards in the Cream whenever he came back after almost 3 years. And then whenever we set the record for the 4-year anniversary last year. Hasn't been seen since. Where's Kyle Henley, man? He hasn't been on in a minute. But he'll be coming back around, eventually. But it's been hell of an era. Any memorable episodes stick out to you down here that you're like, damn, that shit was funny. That shit was.
I mean, there's a lot.
There
obviously, but it's hard to pinpoint. We had Evan in here again.
Mm-hmm. Once at our apartment, then once here.
Alex and Midge.
Yeah.
Shitting on Jar Jar Binks. That was a great time.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun episode.
We had Austin in talk about the skydiving stuff with you.
Spencer also.
Yeah. There was a lot of shit happened.
We had 4 wrestling episodes down here collectively. Multitude of people. About, I think, all the guests combined who's either appeared once or a couple times or however many times. We had like probably 7, 8 people, I think, part of those episodes.
So yeah, a lot of the wrestling casts were the big ones.
It's a lot of. Those are definitely the ones that we set the record for the most.
We had a lot of our friends back down here, like our close friends.
We did.
Good times.
Yeah. During that
Not
first
that it's
run
gonna
too.
end, but
During that first run too, it fucking we had the Halloween episodes. Whenever Adam did his second appearance, Sam Spangler came on, Gene did his first solo, and we had him on again last year.
yep.
So we had Everyday Light in the Dark down here. No, that's not entirely true. I think we shot at least one of them on at your place. Of the first two we might have shot here, but I think the other like last
we
year
did one.
we did
at
at
my
least
place.
one. Yeah,
We did
yours.
one of the holiday ones at my place too.
Yeah, I think we did two of them early in December at your place last year, and then I think the last one of the year and the cheetah one were over here.
Yeah.
So
Because I remember doing the picture in front of the tree in my place.
yeah. Yeah, I was dressed pretty similar. I was like, God damn, I need to change my shit up a little more. But crazy, all that stuff's coming back around, and we're on the brink of September here shortly. I'll be able to enjoy like a good week there in August, and then rent's due, man, September. But I'm already kind of prepared for that. Some of the stuff's less than it was going to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it all should be manageable. We get settled in, get the studio fucking going, maybe make it look more professional than ever before. Have maybe like a blank background or something against where we're shooting from. We'll have to figure that out too. Where would be the best angle and shit. But it could change. We'll have different stuff around us, so we'll kind of have to see what all works. But one way or another, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
So, see how it goes. It's a stressful time, but it's also exciting, and fun. Just having a new environment and stuff like that. But there's just
moving always is.
There's a million things you have to just get to and make sure you're being mindful of.
Yeah, stressful and fun.
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite things to do, though. Honestly, is like just kind of seeing what kind of layout you should do or you can do, or kind of like putting it together.
Once you're in there,
it's a lot.
You're
of fun.
Actually there, and you're setting the place up. You're like, this is my new domain.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's dope.
It's
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching a lot of fucking football there, man. I cannot.
And
wait.
You're moving in football and Halloween movie season,
or like a 1-2 weeks before that. It's gonna be fucking fantastic for sure.
Be a good way to adjust into it.
It would. I cannot wait, man. This season is gonna be epic. And I don't know if you have any good, the bad, and the shits for football or not. But we could try to bust out our 3 tonight. If nothing else, we could do 2.
Yeah, we can do at least a couple.
But this is obviously mainly to wrap the era here and episode 144. You want to take a break here in a minute, or are you ready to do that? We're nearing about 45 minutes, so that's a decent ways through. So, yeah, I guess we'll just come back in with the good, the bad, and the shits. We do a little bit of reflecting on you folks. I'm sure we'll be seeing you soon after this episode, after the second half. But we're going to take a little break here. We will be back with the ever classic good, the bad, and the shits. We'll see you in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the good, the bad, and the shits. Round 130. Maybe Riley was 31, so this would be 32. However, this edition is special because it is the last time we are doing it in this setting.
Yeah.
Last time for the good, the bad, and the shits. Yeah. A lot of rounds.
Moment.
A lot of rounds down here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we are still in the midst of a baseball season, so I actually going to throw in this as a good, the bad, and the shits topic. What do you think of the win-loss record as an MLB pitcher? I think personally, and I'm not trying to even sway your opinion regardless, you might actually see some of the things that people, don't see sometimes with that. Now, I'm not saying wins and losses don't necessarily matter, but I think it's a very, very deceiving stat.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can get fucked over and take a loss on a game you pitched a great game.
Yeah.
And you can get a win on a game you gave up 6 runs.
Yep.
So,
just because you were still the guy in and then they happen to score the runs to save your ass, doesn't make you a great pitcher. I think WHIP and ERA are way more reflective.
The ERA, I think, is like the most telling stat that a pitcher really has.
Yeah. Because if you're in like the ones or even 3.5 is considered solid.
Yeah.
But if you're in the ones or twos, halfway through the season, or even most of it, it's like that's incredible. Like you're allowed 1 to 2 runs every game, and as long as you're starting like 6-7 innings, which they're trying to implement that now, where you have to at least start 6 innings now. You can't. Oh, let's go to the bullpen.
I think it's horseshit.
I mean,
dude.
no, honestly,
if your pitcher is getting racked through 5,
well,
I'm pulling him.
I think that's another thing too. Is like I think that's something they're gonna do. But sometimes it's bullshit. Like they're so protected, and you barely even pitch any fucking of a game, and you get bowled out. It's like even if you're not doing that bad.
I mean, yeah.
But
There's
the
been
starter
like,
is
even
supposed
since I
to
was
be
a kid.
around for the majority of the game.
Yeah. But yeah, like that happens a lot though, like even since I was a kid, I kind of just took it as, they can kind of tell. But you see pitchers get pulled a lot of the times where they're like, no, like they're like trying to fight it and shit because they pitched a great game and they're like, all right, you're probably pitching on, you threw 130 pitches or whatever. It's like, bro, he's still throwing great. Like, why are you pulling him now?
Oh, come here. 1 base runner. Come here. We're meeting.
All right, it's the
Pitcher
7th inning. You walk the guy. I think it's time.
Yeah, they call it.
Yeah, I think that it's a little bit of a deceiving fact too. I don't like I said, the ERA is the most telling unless it is the beginning of the year, because then you have great pitchers that pitched a bad game at the beginning of the year and they got like a 7.94 ERA or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
oh, yeah.
once you get past All-Star break, at the very latest, like the ERA is the best stat. You can look at it and see how a pitcher's been performing.
In a relief pitchers is sometimes rough because they don't have the innings, but like at the same time, if you're only being brought in or entrusted with 1 inning, maybe 2, if you're a decent relief pitcher, like you got to be brought in some critical situations too. But if yours is atrocious, it's like it's not going to look very good anyway. You know what I mean? But it's why the best person in the bullpen is always the closer. Too, who's gonna shut it down. They usually pitch the most heat. The fucking,
Yeah, the closer usually is just the heat bringer. They usually just bring
but
them out to
But they
finish it
have
off.
the most efficiency, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're...
You only pitch an inning, but you're in a tough spot.
Yeah.
So, typically you're only pitching an inning. Sometimes you get drug into more.
Mm-hmm. So,
I would say it's a little overrated, I think.
I would definitely agree
The
with that.
win-loss record for a pitcher.
Very fucking deceiving.
Yeah, like it definitely is a nice stat. Like if you have a great win-loss record, chances are you've had,
and your ERA is
you've had
down.
a great year.
If your ERA is 2.70, it's like you've been pitching fucking tremendous games for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, even if you have like a 3-something ERA and you have a 12-5 record, it's like, well, things have been going considerably pretty well when this pitcher's been in the game,
Yeah, I just think you always got to look way deeper, than that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I would say it's a little
it's a stat that's always just been fucking dumb, honestly. Like it's going to look better, of course, and the better pitchers are going to win more of their games most of the time. But it's, you could still give up 5 runs and your team wins 6-5, and all those runs were your fault. You know what I mean? You had to have the run support to be able to fucking back that. So
it's coming with a good offense.
Yeah. So yeah, overrated. Yeah, I would agree. 100%.
Yeah, because there's some great pitchers that just end up on bad batting teams, and they don't produce the same kind of win-loss record as a pitcher that's probably statistically not as good, but since he's on a more high-powered offense of a team, his win-loss record.
It probably has more money because the MLB
better.
has no fucking budget.
Yeah, it's kind of like that Paul Skeens that just came in from college. He's throwing like heat and just been tremendous this year, his rookie year. It's like he's on the Pirates right now because he just came in from college, but it's like, man, once that contract runs up with the way the MLB is, I hate to say it, he's not going to be a Pirate forever. He's going to go to a big money team. That's just how it goes in the MLB. Like, why wouldn't you eventually, if somebody's offering you this crazy money?
Yeah.
You're like, well, fuck it. Well, I'm here and I'm doing this shit.
You might as well
why wouldn't
collect.
I collect on it? Yeah, like just capitalize on this opportunity. You're only gonna be a professional athlete for a pretty short.
You better make your money. And honestly, like some of the athletes still like they get paid handsomely too. But like what some people don't think about is like whenever somebody goes to an LA team or a New York team or like, dude, you might have a fat contract, but in those places that affects the contracts. Like you're not gonna make a lot of that money because of the taxes and shit in those high ass, expensive cities, dude. If you get signed to an LA like California or like a New York team, so much of that is eaten by the taxes and shit.
It's fucked up, man.
You go to like Texas or Florida or like some of the southern states with no sales tax or no state tax, no sales tax. You know, that's a fucking. You still get most of it. You know what I mean? Some of it's gonna be eaten anyway, but it's at the end of the day. You know, if you get signed for 5 years to like a $220 million contract, you're still gonna get a fucking huge chunk of it. So most of it.
Yeah. I mean, the Midwest is small market too, but like we broke the bank on like Albert Pujols and shit like that for like different people throughout history, but it's more like a rarity. Like that's why, like you don't see a whole lot of franchise players anymore. Like I feel like you used to, back in like like my dad's era and shit growing up, like guys would stick on the same team for a long time because contracts weren't as crazy as they are now. Like seeing a franchise player now is kind of a rare thing. Like Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright and like Larry Fitzgerald on the NFL side. Like it doesn't happen a whole lot.
Dude,
anymore.
even Freddie Freeman, who was a Brave for a long time,
Chipper Jones,
Dodger eventually.
Yeah.
So like it seemed like he was a lifelong Brave, but then nope. Because often they can pay for they can pay for one or two big time players, you know what I mean? But like baseball just it works different too without the salary cap. So the bigger markets are gonna get the more expensive players. The New York Yankees, Los Angeles Dodgers, which are the biggest two.
In every sport, New York and LA's got the biggest market, the biggest money. Typically.
Spend a lot of money though, and the team doesn't always get it done, you know?
Exactly. Because their cities suck.
Well, some of them don't really have chemistry the way a team does. They're like, all right, this player pass the prime,
Let's just, it's kind of like
I don't know how the fucking LA or New York guy suddenly got a country accent, but...
It's kind of like getting all the highest paid, like Tropic Thunder, like the highest paid, whiniest actors together and being like, you guys come together to make this movie. That's kind of what LA and New York tries to do with their sports teams. They're just like the highest paid, kind of like whiniest, I want to be the star players. They just bring together on one team. And they're like, you guys become a team now. It's like, well,
and most of the time, most of the time it doesn't pay for itself. If it had, the Yankees would have won more World Series since 2009.
And that's not saying that Aaron Judge right now
isn't
fucking phenomenal. Because he's having a great year right now.
He's been, he hit 300 like earlier than Babe Ruth did and a few of the other greats.
Yeah, he's something special for sure. He's kind of like...
He's a big boy.
Him and like Shohei Ohtani and that
Mookie
Paul
Betts
Skeens is having the big year. Mookie Betts and Mike Trout's still relevant, but that's the thing. I don't keep up with the MLB the way I'd like to. I really used to like to keep up with it, and they make it so damn hard now. I just don't.
You just give up.
Like I'll hear about it.
Philip gave up. He quit. It's all coming. It's all coming. The list is being produced here pretty soon.
Yeah, what a great fucking psychiatrist, dude.
Yeah. He let you down. He let all of us down.
It's like, you went to school how long, and this is your outlook?
That was a very cowardly thing to do. Yeah, that too. It's like, man, he just wanted to be over. No, actually, he was, obviously being possessed whenever he was asleep. He's being taken a hold of.
Old Fred.
He cut him like a little doll on strings.
He's a puppet.
Yeah.
Ventriloquist.
Man, dude, I am fucking pumped though.
Yeah.
Watching fucking horror movies and shit.
It's coming.
Oh,
we want to
man.
move on to mine?
I've seen a good amount of horror movies in theaters this year so far. I mean, and that's the difference is like we watch them at other points in the year too, and like, but now it's like whenever it's prime time, man, we fucking bust a shitload of them out.
Yeah.
And it builds towards like the real Halloween stuff. I feel like we kind of obviously.
Yeah, I
just go
watch them
horror.
like all year, but like for the blog and like when new ones come out and just different things like that. But
it's
once
a
it's
megathon
Halloween
this time of the year.
season, it's like you turn it on.
Yeah, it's a
We
fucking.
watch a lot of the classics.
Yeah, it's the megathon, man. I've seen a few in theaters this year. There's been a lot that have came out. Like I see every other week or every week there's fucking some horror movie I didn't even necessarily hear of, and then it's like out, and I was like, oh fuck, it's actually getting good ratings. Maybe we should go see it.
Yeah.
That's how like I've went a couple times this year. I was like, oh fuck, actually I heard a little bit about that. But it's been a pretty good year for movies so far. Hopefully, Joker 2 will be,
Early
a hell of a
October.
one. Yeah, that's gonna be fucking tremendous. Which we got to get that part figured out too with Mr. Kyle Henley. It's the same night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know that, and I didn't bring it up, and I was like, we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to figure out. Well, he's gonna be at the senior class thing. I'm like, I might talk to him about it a little bit then, because I'm like, if we start early enough, then we can still go after the pod. We just, obviously be mindful and not fucking, get too unable to fucking go to a movie.
I mean, yeah, with his episodes though, that's the
thing. We'd have to start pretty early, which we could. We just gotta plan it.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll figure it out.
But I most certainly want to see that after the first one. I'm like, I 100% want to see that opening night.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun. So you said overrated. Have we not moved on since then?
No.
Oh shit! All right. What do you got?
All right. I don't think we've ever done him. We've talked a lot of Sylvester Stallone with different like Rocky and Rambo and just stuff like that because we watch those series together. And I don't think we brought him up, but I've watched the Predator movies during the Halloween season before. So Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Is an actor?
just as
Oh,
who
dude,
he
he's done it all, man. He's had a lot. It would take people a lifetime to achieve like what he's achieved in like multiple stints of his fucking life. Like he said, several different like lives. He's been the governor. He's been a high-powered, high-paid actor in Hollywood. He's been fucking world champion, bodybuilder. He's done everything. What, he married like a Kennedy too, right? At one point.
I think.
Fucking.
And he just seems like a great, like a genuinely like.
He does.
Good-hearted.
He does. I think so too. I don't give a fuck. Oh, why should I care about him the way he treated people? Like, as long as he treated people okay, why would I give a fuck if he did steroids when everybody was doing steroids? You know what I mean?
Like his outlook on like the world and the way people should be treated and all this stuff, especially being like an immigrant and making his way here and stuff.
He did. He literally accomplished the American dream.
Yeah,
he did.
Like he's got just a very positive and like everybody deserves a chance like kind of outlook. He just seems like a really good dude, and he's just like he is a hard ass. Like the dude's in his 70s, and you still wouldn't want to fuck with.
He's jacked still. Him and Punk. Do you see that picture of them two?
I don't think so.
Him and CM Punk. Yeah.
And he's like, he's one of the biggest action stars of all time.
He is. He is. Name draw, man. Not a lot of people like. And what's crazy is Sly and him had like, at one point in time, if they were on the marquee for the fucking movie poster, even if you didn't know shit about it, like people would go to see it.
Oh yeah.
Because they were the draw.
The 80s and the 90s, they were like running shit.
Yeah. So it was like their names sold everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like people didn't even care. And believe me, like I've seen their main series are tremendous, and I like them in some certain things. But I've also seen both of their lesser movies. But it didn't fucking matter because they still got a payday, and no matter what, some of them were not great.
Some of those movies, both those guys did, have been piss poor.
Oh yeah.
But like, yeah, their main shit, like the Terminator and Predator and the Rockies and the Rambos, like all those kinds of movies, fire movies.
Yeah. And honestly, I didn't. Even though Batman and Robin was corny, I did not like mind him as Mr. Freeze. I feel like I gotta mention that.
He didn't like.
He didn't do a bad
honestly
job.
don't feel like the villains in that movie were bad. I like Uma Thurman a fuckload too.
Well,
like,
the Bane was
her.
cheesy as fuck.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's great. Bane was goofy, but like just the movie in itself was so corny.
Yeah, the dialogue was corny as fuck too.
Yeah,
with that. For sure.
Yeah, he's kind of like a character in himself too. You know what I mean? Like I think we brought that up about Snoop Dogg. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like everybody, you can just do an impression of him. Like he just is a character, just being him.
He is. I was gonna say whenever we pivoted to Batman for a second though. Just out of curiosity, so the 90s and like the 89, the 90s Batmans, how would you rank Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin? Top 1 to 4.
Probably Batman Returns.
Number 1?
Yeah. And that's where it's tough because I grew up watching Batman Forever a lot, so I have nostalgia for that.
Yeah.
And I think Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, I love both of them.
Yeah.
So but Batman was a great movie too.
It was.
Man.
Nicholson's Joker, even though it wasn't my personal favorite, it was still great. It still was great for sure.
I think that's what. Batman Returns is for sure number 1.
Yeah.
And Batman and Robin is for sure number 4.
Yeah.
And then the middle is where it gets tough. I think that I personally would maybe say Batman Forever and then Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably say the same list. But the others are separated by a lot less than fucking number 3 compared to Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think any of the other 3 are miles ahead of one another. They're all miles ahead of Batman and Robin.
Yeah. Batman and Robin, everybody was just pumped. And they're like, fuck yeah, we're getting another. And then that one came out and they're just like, what the fuck? And there was nothing for a good while.
They always had the timeline. Not even the timeline, but the amount of time before they came out and they were released in the theaters. It was always 3 years, 89, 92, 95. And when Batman and Robin came, they're like they were trying to get people to want to see it. The first 3, they're like, you guys need to watch this. It's a good script, blah blah blah. And then finally the 4th one, they were wanting to pump out because they were making so many toys and stuff then too. They were rushing the fucking studio to make the movie too. They were like, you get it done 2 years instead of 3, and that's what we got. Whenever we got 2 years instead of 3 in between. And Tim Burton had nothing to do with that. He produced Batman Forever, but he didn't write it or he didn't direct it.
So really, he had nothing to do with that one.
I'm sure he had a little bit of there. You could tell there was still some maybe Burton influence in the world that they had, but they still were different. I mean, because for one, Batman, even though you can make him different people, it's sometimes hard to replace. You know what I mean? Because it does change the vibe for sure. Just with the guy being, it has to be, because you're not even just always playing Batman. You're playing Bruce Wayne. We haven't really talked too much Batman in a while, so fuck it. We need to get him in there before it's all said and done over here. Yeah. But yeah, pivoting Arnold's legacy to Batman, because I'm sure that's what he wants to be remembered for. Mr. Freeze in a highly successful, highly critical acclaimed Batman movie.
That's the thing, though. I think that their villains were obviously weaker than Forever. Yeah. I think Jim Carrey, although it was Jim Carrey as the Riddler, that's really what that was. But I thought it was great.
Yeah.
The outfits, all that shit was fire.
No, it was cool.
And I thought Tommy Lee Jones fucking killed Two-Face, dude.
Yeah, he did.
Like, it was a more comic, like, version of him. But I thought for what he was, just, like, this, like, Tommy gun, like, fucking toting mobster kind of, like, dude. He was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I thought they were great villains in that movie.
Yeah, it was a good pair. And, you had the Penguin and Catwoman and
That was great,
Returns, Joker, and fucking Batman.
Yeah, I think, honestly, Returns and Forever, the reason that's 1 and 2 for me overall is just they had the strongest villains, easily. To me.
Dude, Batman has some strong villains, too.
Oh, yeah.
Some real fucking length.
Yeah,
In
Batman
depth
easily
to those
has
villains.
the best villains.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man. So Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, I feel like a lot of people still praise him, and you see him posting his quotes and, like, talking about what an inspiration, like, he is and stuff, too. So I don't know. I mean, he does get adoration and respect now in some people's opinion. Oh, he did this. And, like, it's not to say that just like anybody, he didn't pull a piece of shit move or two by the time he's 70. You know what I mean? But I really think that Arnold's influence has been highly more positive than anything negative he's ever done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What he stands for is
sure.
a lot more positive.
For sure. I don't think you can judge everyone by their worst moments like that. Or certainly, like, depending on what
He
the
doesn't
thing...
have a lot of bad moments. Like,
No.
his bad moments, though, are
I mean, I think he
personal.
committed adultery, yeah, but that's...
Yeah.
And I'm not shrugging about that. I'm just saying, like, but
I
it's...
mean, that's,
it's
that's
still-
not to be shrugged at.
And
obviously.
it's not.
That's a horrible moment.
Loyalty
for
is,
sure.
is big, but at the same time, it wasn't illegal. It was a personal issue. I'm sure him and, he was a star, so he probably thought that he could do whatever the hell he wanted and get away with it. Like a lot of them do.
It was the 80s, bro.
I know. But I don't think you can judge, because he did this. So did everybody that you watch in
I'm not
movies.
excusing that it was the 80s, that it was okay, but I'm just saying, bro, everybody was doing some wild shit up
Oh, yeah.
in the
Most
80s.
of the people were doing cocaine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bad decisions were being made all over the
They're
80s.
still being made these days.
Yeah.
People are still in trouble with shit. Musicians, actors, actresses, fucking everybody, man. It hasn't gone away. Fuck, now it's, now the cameras are out, too, so people are trying to be careful. Not be as open,
But Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're a good guy.
No, he's definitely great. Honestly, he's probably these days a little underrated.
Yeah,
I
I
would
saw
say
him
if
at
anything.
like the Special Olympics, and this guy had a really hateful quote, like under the picture that he posted, like at the Special Olympics with some of the athletes and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave this like really thoughtful, response back, but he still lit this dude the fuck up too.
Arnold?
Yeah.
Did he?
It was great. He was like, I'm not gonna block you, or like, he's like, because I feel like this is a teachable moment. He's like, right now, I feel like the people that you're making fun of in this picture, he's like, have more confidence and are like more driven and blah blah blah. He's like, and have all these better qualities than you do, and you're just living a life of jealousy and all this shit. He like gave a really thoughtful response.
He
He's
just
like,
roasted him.
he's like, so you can either decide right now to start living a better life, to take this advice and start doing better for the people around you, or you can continue to go about your ways, and I promise you nobody will ever remember you for anything ever.
Ever? You added all that? Damn. Arnold, man. He's self-made, but he fucking, he's from an era, like, where, like, that was the thing. He's like, he wanted to come over here and fucking, dude, like, it would take people a long
with
time.
With that accent and everything, too, like, in that era.
With that accent. It would be hard for anybody to, like, do any one of those things that he fucking did. Hold public office.
Yeah.
Fucking you know, be a big blockbuster marquee movie star. At least at one point he had to have been number one there for at least a few years.
Yeah, him and I heard Sylvester Stallone and him had like a rivalry.
Yeah.
With each other.
So yeah, I mean they were, you know, they were both like Arnold,
So
like they were both the
star.
guy for a minute
Yeah.
at least for like, well, not for a minute necessarily. Maybe they had like their run, but like sometimes if you see what interlaps in those movie years, it's like, ooh, yeah, that film was huge that year. Even if Rambo 3 came out, you know what I mean? Or not Rambo, Rocky or whichever
Yeah.
one. They were all fucking tremendous though, honestly. I didn't think any of the Rambos were like bad by any means. Even the one I liked least, I didn't by any means think it was bad.
Yeah, it still delivered on being a Rambo film. You know?
I think what was number 5, number 3 out of the Rambos.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Dude, the '08 Rambo kicks so much ass. That's the best one.
You think?
I think so.
Damn, dude. Even 1 was so good though too. It was really good.
1 is great.
I think
First
I liked.
Blood is fantastic.
I think I liked First Blood more than 2. I liked the '08 one, and I liked Last Blood was dope.
Last Blood was good.
But it might have been like in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Dude,
agree.
08
I'm either
and
gonna
First
say
Blood were both
I'm either gonna
fantastic, but '08
oh yeah,
is one of my favorite action movies of all time.
that was bloody as fuck. Dude, he still looks pretty dope in that though. He had like a Rocky and a Rambo movie come out. Like no, yeah, within 2 years,
Yeah.
where he was like still cutting it up with everybody. Dude, he looked. That's the thing about 3. He was fucking yoked and ripped.
Oh my god. He was
Ripped.
on so many roids.
Oh yeah,
in 3.
in 3, and he was like tan as a motherfucker too.
Yeah. It's like this is not John Rambo from First Blood. By
Yeah.
3,
Oh, he just looked
was
like a guy.
ridiculous.
Like he just looked like a guy in First Blood. Dude, First Blood was dope though. No, they tried to First Blood him. That was some bullshit.
That town,
just fucked
that
with
town
him.
was asking for it.
Yeah.
It's like he just came in there looking for his friend. He was all fucked up.
They're like
from the
poking
war,
him.
and they were like, "Get the fuck out of our
You looking for
goddamn
trouble? It's like, no, I just came back home. I just wanted to fucking chill.
town." I just got
Get out of
back
my
from the war.
grocery store, boy. Why? I gotta shop. They fucking tried to bully him when he came back,
He
man.
did.
I'm glad he took it upon everybody.
He's like, you know what? Follow me out into the woods and see what the fuck happens.
Yeah. That shit was hard. So I would either say that one or the '08 one. As far as like as far as just a one thorough story, I would maybe say number 1. But I mean, I really enjoyed, even 2 I really enjoyed, but I still think it'd rank below. Like Last Blood was hard as fuck too. He was just an old man. Dude, he was fucking him up.
And those guys were sons of bitches, dude. Seeing them just like tear them the fuck apart was pretty satisfying.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
why the '08 one was so satisfying
Oh,
too,
yeah.
is because those guys were real fuckers.
He was probably at that time he was getting older, but he was he was just like, you know, I'm doing all my own stunts. Fuck you guys. He was already in his like late 40s or early, you know, something.
When he shot out, dude, in the '08 one, spoilers, when he shot out that fucking guy that had the turret gun, and he shot that dude out and then hopped up and like got control of the turret gun, and all the bad guys like ran over the hill, and he just fucking mowed everybody down with that turret gun. That was one of the most satisfying moments in film, because those guys were just like abusing the fuck out of people for like the first 90 minutes of the film. So just seeing them all just get mowed the fuck over with bullets, you're like, oh fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he took that motherfucker to them for a long time. I remember that scene going on and on,
Oh yeah.
killing them all. That shit was bloody as fuck. That '08 one.
It was a good time.
Yeah. No, that was solid. And like honestly, all 4 of the first like Rockies were fucking tremendous.
Oh, they were all great.
They really were. And like I don't know, like part of me is like, man, you know, the first one's legendary. The second one was was awesome too, because like he got back in there and he just barely fucking won, but he won and he fucking offset Apollo. And like I love 3 at the same time too, because he's like the guy, he's the defending champion, you know. So it's kind of like it felt pro wrestling-esque almost in a way too to me. 3 did. I mean, of course, that was like the one Hulk was in too, right?
Yeah.
But like 3 felt like you could tell it got a lot more mainstream as well. You know, it was really getting pretty mainstream in 2, but 2 felt like a more
Mr.
honorable.
T was the bad. Like
Yeah.
opponent in 3.
But I fucking loved 3, man. I don't know if it'd be my number 1 out of the first 4, maybe. But they're all 4 solid. Like, honestly, I don't know that there's a wrong answer if you choose one of the first 4. You know?
Yeah, they're all great.
Yeah,
I wouldn't like disagree with anybody putting any of them at their first.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I feel like that's very opinionated.
A lot of people love Rocky 4.
Good. Yeah, I think 3 and 4 are my top 2.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't
really
know how that
know.
goes. And see, I love the original, but like 2 was so such a great follow up too. You know. I need to watch those again. I haven't really
2 was
watched
the
them.
definitive win as well, and it was also it built his and Adrian's relationship a lot.
That was such a climatic like ending though. It was so how he barely fucking won, but he won. That was dope. I don't know. It was just such good storytelling. Like even the first 2, you know. And then I really liked how by the time they got around to 3, he had to lose it, like just get squashed and then come back in the end and like reclaim his throne, and like it was like a whole different. Yeah, like it was. I fucking loved 3, man.
It was like just so intense, Clubber like.
And 4 was like huge on the country's rivalry and everything, and man, that was fucking huge.
The Russia, USA, Ivan Drago.
That would be hard. That would be really hard to rank those 4.
4 was intense too because it had that whole shit going. He had to go to Russia to like.
The Lion's Den.
Oh yeah, like everybody booing him out of that motherfucker. He had to train in Russia, like.
Dude, he was training outside and shit.
Ivan fucking killed his best friend at that point, Apollo, like in the ring and shit.
Yeah. Well, see, that was kind of a
Rocky
cool.
was past his prime.
That was kind of in 4. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say he was in his prime at 3. But yeah, number 4 was dope. By
4,
he was
like,
but not like
ushering
deep
his
past
way
it.
out.
Yeah,
of it, though.
he was
he
definitely
like
in the latter
veteran.
half. Sorry.
Yeah.
But he was definitely in the latter half of his run.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, it felt like 2 was like his moment. 3 was like we were in the thick of his prime.
Mm-hmm.
4 was kind of like he was like on his way out, but he still had something to prove, you know?
Yeah. They were so good. And honestly, I really enjoyed Rocky Balboa too. Not that I didn't enjoy 5, but
5 was.
I think Balboa was better than 5 for sure.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. One more time. Look over my shoulder. Yeah, 5 was definitely at the bottom of that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really like Balboa.
Yeah, Balboa was pretty good. You had that quote.
It did.
Been hanging in the studio.
It has.
That was like a good him and his son, like kind of mending their relationship. All right, so Arnold Schwarzenegger, you said underrated.
I'm gonna say a little underrated these days, but no, I was gonna say some of these guys will have to probably go back up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe throw up a few movie posters, see what's going on, make it look good, for the cam. So, I guess we're on to me, huh? Okay, well I'm just gonna pull this one out then, since we're in the summertime, and I'm just gonna throw a food out. How about this? What do you think of brisket? A lot of people are way higher on it than I am.
Yeah,
I don't hate it.
That's kind of what I would say.
I think it's
too.
fucking overpriced, though.
I would say it's overpriced, and I don't ever go for it necessarily. I don't ever order it.
Or the steak, or the chicken, or the there's a lot of stuff to order over it.
Hate it. Like, yeah, I'll go for a burger,
The beef.
a steak, chicken, most of the time, places.
Yeah. Would you get turkey before beef or the brisket?
I don't know. I don't get turkey. Like, I will get a turkey club somewhere sometimes, depending. But, yeah, I don't order the brisket, like, ever. If somebody makes one or they, like, sample it somewhere or something, like, I'll try it, and I do enjoy it. But I would have to, I guess, say overrated for myself personally because
would
I
too.
don't get it a lot.
It's not. And the thing is like I've had a good one. Like they actually made one at the Stellar Hog. Like it was really fucking good. Like the brisket sandwich I had there. But a lot of the times whenever I've had brisket, it's fucking too dry in the middle. You know what I mean? And I was like,
Yeah.
how are people preferring this over like steak, beef, all that stuff? I would take all that before brisket. And it's not bad. It's just it doesn't. I don't see the allure the way I see it in the other meats.
Yeah.
You know, and like ribs and stuff like that. Good God, all that stuff's so good. I love barbecue,
Yeah.
but I don't hate brisket. It's just not on my fucking top.
I'd probably agree. I will not deny it. If somebody's like, you want to try some of this brisket?
But if you
For
see a
sure.
menu of 10 things and it's one of them, it
And
ain't gonna be your choice 1, 2, or 3.
It's probably at least in the top 3 most expensive things out of those 10 too.
Probably
So it's
1 or
like-
2, yeah.
Mm.
And that's what I mean. It's like least worth it.
Yeah, I'd probably say a little overrated. I mean, I might try more brisket somewhere down the line in my life and really like it and change my opinion on it. I just feel like I haven't necessarily got it enough at enough places to really have a great opinion on it. So I'd have to say a little overrated because it is pretty talked about and I don't ever get it.
No. Well, and you know it's overpriced. It's just like this other stuff I like more. I'm not gonna pay more for something I probably like less.
Yeah, I just kind of pass over it on the menu.
Yeah,
Along with a lot
and
of
I
shit.
just think it is and I think part of the overpricing makes it really overrated because I'm just like I don't understand the allure, you know. But there's some people that are, and that's the thing too. The more love I'm like, the less I understand it. I'm like it's okay. All this other shit's way better, is the main thing.
Yeah.
But it's preference, you know.
All about the preference.
But yeah.
Like I said, maybe I'd try more brisket and be like, brisket's fucking great. I don't know what I was thinking, but
I would
I mean, I
always
don't
go to
have,
like a
you know,
burger before a fucking.
yeah, I always get a burger.
Before I'd order a brisket sandwich, and even like a steak and cheese sandwich, like you just get like a steak and cheese from somebody that is so good.
It is.
Just like that's a classic, you know.
Steak burger. Ooh.
Or like a steak and cheese like on a white bread or like some sort of
yeah.
you know whatever.
Yeah.
It's like just
Like a Philly.
like a
steak.
club type of sandwich or whatever.
Yeah.
They're so good. The Philly, the Domino's Philly is pretty good. I just had that one. I was like, the Buffalo one was tremendous when I got it. I was like, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard their sandwiches are pretty good. It's just like you're not typically ordering Domino's for a sandwich. you
No,
know?
I was like, I want a pizza, and I was like, do I want bread? I was like, no, I didn't get a sandwich, too. But guess what? Whenever I go to this fucking new place, I'm gonna have motherfucking a free pizza.
Nice.
I got my 60 points. Yeah. But anyway,
Well.
you're saying overrated on brisket? How could you? No. It's one of the most justified answers I've ever heard. Saying overrated for brisket.
I said, wow, I actually didn't pick fair. I said underrated, right, for your other one? What was your
No, you said overrated for that one too. That was
Oh.
win-loss record for a
That's
pitcher.
right.
Yeah. It's always nice when you don't have to lean into the necessarily fair, you know?
Yeah. Well, for my final one, since the new one just came out, we watched at least the first 2 together. I've only seen, I think, the first 4. I know I've seen the first 3. But the Alien series. It's kind of on that sci-fi horror vein.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a limited space for that stuff, like Predator, The Thing, The Fly.
Yeah.
But like out of the ones I've named too, I hate to say it, but Alien's probably my least favorite personally. I think I like Predator, The Thing, and The Fly more.
They got a lot of Alien movies. Isn't there one still coming out? And I saw
It
like a
just came
thing.
out. Alien Romulus.
I saw a thing that was like putting the timeline together of when they actually take place, and like they're all out of whack and shit.
Oh yeah, it's
Completely.
like the Halloween shit.
Well, no, it's worse than that. Like the shit is way more scattered.
Well, I mean, I would argue that it's not as bad because at least it's one timeline.
Okay, yeah, but they're being
Halloween,
made way
Halloween's
different
a
orders.
fucking.
Oh, it's only like
It's like
3
scattered
timelines.
into spider webs and shit.
It's yeah, but some of those lists, some of those people putting that shit together are stupid.
At least you can map together the Alien movies timeline.
Well, they came out in like completely
yeah.
random orders though.
Yeah.
Like, but see, honestly, if Halloween, the curse of Michael Myers and all that shit, or the resurrection, you know, or the revenge and all that shit is 4 and 5 and 6, then that implies they tie into all the first ones with it. You know what I mean? Even though it has young Jamie in it, which those were some of the down ones for sure. Man, the first 2 were tremendous. And even 3 wasn't a bad movie. It was just not a good Halloween movie.
Yeah. If it was just John Carpenter's Season of the Witch, it wouldn't have been bad.
Yeah, it didn't even have him affiliated with it.
Yeah, that's what's a bummer.
But they would have had.
He should have kept his tag.
We talk about this
on
every
the
year.
Halloween series, though.
But he would have had to switch it at 2. You could have done the Michael story once, had him get away, but you had to have switched it at 2. And I'm not saying I'm glad they did or didn't or you know whatever it happened the way it happened, but we did get 2, and 2 is a respectable sequel for sure.
Oh, yeah.
2 is like, you know, I'm not saying it was necessarily a perfect film, but it was such a good follow up. Like, I mean, it was what...
It was a really good sequel.
It is what a sequel should be. Same as Nightmare 3. Like, those are 2 of the best to the follow-up that added to the story, made the character, like, more menacing in certain ways. Bigger body count, bloodier, just bigger, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. What was yours?
The Alien series.
Oh, man. See, that's a problem, too. I think I've only seen the first 2 Aliens. Me and you watched at least the first 2.
The third
So you're
one,
right
I'll
on that.
say, bro, that was in that era when they're like, we need to start incorporating this new CGI technology we got. And it looks fucking terrible now. You know that era? I don't even know when that was. Mid-90s, mid to late 90s. They're like, we got this new technology. Let's fucking use it. And now you watch it and you're like, this looks fucking atrocious.
Honestly, I think they did the remasterations they did of like the Star Wars prequels. It looks pretty damn good now.
Yeah,
some of that, like,
those
CGI
held up,
stuff.
but some of that stuff, the Alien 3 at least, I'm like, the Xenomorph looks horrible. But
yeah,
Alien, the original,
it was a great
movie. Alien
almost
was
a flawless
pretty good.
movie.
Yeah,
Almost. Alien.
yeah.
Especially taking into consideration like the time and the story and that's what you kind of got to look at is not always like you know that it's going to be more updated, cooler looking stuff now, but you got to take it for like the story like that they were telling. Like you really got to be able to pick apart because like that story, just like the Planet of the Apes, first one, were essentially flawless scripts. Not saying it looked perfect because obviously it was primitive fucking masks and makeup and shit like that for movies.
Mm-hmm.
But like their stories were next to perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they really were.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like some of the sci-fi horror from that era.
Same as obviously the first Star Wars
really
or
good.
Empire.
Yeah, like the sci-fi from that era was really good, horror or not. But like The Fly, I don't know if you watched any of them.
I don't think I watched The Fly.
It's a really good movie and story too. The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing.
Me and you watched that, yeah.
Really good, and the practical effects in that movie are fucking phenomenal for that era. Just like some of that shit, sci-fi wise, from that era, like holds up today, which is wild because like sci-fi is one of those things that you feel like would not age well, and some of it doesn't. Like you watch, and like I'm not even shitting on Star Trek. I haven't watched as much of it as a lot of people that are really into it obviously have, but like some of that really old, like the original Star Trek series, William Shatner, Captain Kirk.
The Shat.
Like, bro, some of that shit looks fucking corny.
Yeah.
Like, and it's almost funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, I almost want to watch some of this just because it looks so corny, but I'd have to be ripped.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd have to be blown out of my mind to be enjoying some of that shit.
Oh, man. Dude, I can't wait for that 90s part 3, though. This fucking coming literally in really a few short days. August 22nd, the whole damn thing drops. The next 8. And we fucking left off with Silent Bob and Jay just smashing into the foreman's kitchen. Dad! Sonny! What the fuck was up with that?
Dude, I hope they're in it for quite a few
yeah.
episodes. That'd be great.
I was reading the map, yo. Like, Jay, he's like, and this kitchen wasn't on there. Fuck.
Drove right through the damn house.
I know. Well, we'll be getting to more. I'm sure we'll be revisiting.
What did you say for the Alien series?
Oh fuck. Well, I only saw
Yeah.
the 2.
Well, just the. I guess you could just take societies or like the. You know, sci-fi or horror communities kind of a outlook on those.
I mean, it's gotten
series.
a lot of sequels. You know, I mean that's it's worth something. I guess a lot of series is that, but they typically have a pretty big budget, so somebody's investing in them. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's different to be like, oh yeah, I got $5 million to make this slasher. It's like, well, it's not necessarily gonna be bad, but you know what kind of movie it's gonna be. It's not gonna be all this expensive shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna be simple, but it's gonna be, maybe creepy, terrifying,
Hopefully
something.
they can tell a good story.
Yeah, hopefully they can tell a good story. But you don't need a huge budget for that. But like the Alien movies, I feel like have always done fairly well up against the budget they're at. I mean, I may have a miscalculation on that. Somebody's like, oh, this one lost $15 million. Oh yeah, well if it did, what the fuck? How did it get 4 more movies? After that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if this one's as cut and dry because of my unfamiliarity with certain films in the series. I mean, I did really appreciate the first one. Thought it was, for the time especially, like it was a masterful concept for like a movie, and I thought it was just kind of like what we were talking about with the apes and Star Wars, and like the first time they tried all this, it's just like, damn, these scripts like were years ahead of everybody's thought process in filmmaking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that basically from like 67, 68 through the mid 80s were like a boom time for, even probably a little beyond that, but like especially that like 15 years was a boom time for for sci-fi and movies like that. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to flatline too much here, but I might have to give that one a fair, because I think with having sequels, I mean, you're clearly successful, and I know they want to pump out more sequels nowadays too, but it's clearly successful enough of an idea or a story for them to be willing to continue on to that length of it,
Yeah.
But I mean, I could speak for if it was just like, oh, the first one by itself, I would almost probably say that's underrated because it was great storytelling. And now it's kind of they're still getting sequels, but at the same time, I feel like it's kind of being forgotten.
I mean,
now is a lot of,
happened.
maybe not forgotten, but you know what I mean. It's getting kind of pushed back. You know what I mean?
It had Ridley Scott attached
Yeah.
to it, and none of this
Sigourney Weaver, right?
Yeah, none of the series would have even happened if it wasn't for it.
That's insane. Dude,
She
she didn't
was in
age
the-
very much for a long time.
Yeah, she was in at least the first 3.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Me and you, I thought maybe we had tried to watch 3, but I don't quite remember.
Yeah.
But I know we got through Aliens, because I had Aliens, up to Aliens, at least on one of my horror lists. So, which,
Yeah.
we'll give it the old go here, as long as we pick something short.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been one hell of an era. 100 episodes
It has
since
been, man.
we entered this. The first few were your place, but in this kind of era, like it's been 100 episodes, and now it is time to.
Maybe we'll return. We can shoot
Maybe down the road.
another one back at my place in the holiday season.
Oh
or
yeah, that's
something.
true. But even return here at some point. But that also could be upstairs and not here, which would be special. We've only recorded his. Told my grandpa's life story in this house too.
It's true.
Only episodes we ever recorded upstairs. So an interesting time here. Interesting era. Most of our work has definitely taken place down here.
Yeah.
So
a whole lot of episodes
yeah,
in this
a
basement.
whole lot. No doubt about it. First guest we had down here was 49 with John Bunch, and then Dakota was
That's
after
insane.
that. But the first one we did was 40, so we recorded 45, 46, I think 47 and 48 at your place then. The first like 4 once we moved out, I think we did at your place. Because I still didn't have this set up and I didn't know how I wanted to do it or anything yet.
Who do we have guests? I know we had Ian.
Yeah, we had Ian 47, we had Stevens and Ethan 45, and we had I don't think we had anybody 46 or 8. I think those are solos.
Nice.
49 Bunch, Dakota 51, or no 50, Andy 51, Dom 52.
Quite the run.
Yep. And then we did like horror season homecoming at your place, 2022. God damn, man, it's all coming up. It's all coming up. Our biggest stretch here coming up, really. The next several months, especially with football, with horror season, with the holidays, everything. Especially October. Like, these next 4 months are all going to be fucking huge. September, October, November, and December. October's probably our prime time with some of the most hard-hitting episodes,
Yeah.
A couple solos, always quite a few guests. So, we got still a decent amount of build-up. We'll probably even do at least one more in August anyway. Before it's all said and done. Whether we know what the fuck day that's going to be or not, we don't yet, but we'll get around to it. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us, and it has been one hell of an era here. Hope everybody enjoyed it.
It has been.
It has.
Cheers to the era. I'm out of beer, but
Oh yeah, I'm almost down. So, but yeah, it should be a strong outing going forward. So stick with us, keep listening, and we thank everybody for all your support all these years.
oh yeah.
And to ongoing.
Chugging along.
Oh yeah, to ongoing futures and days and podcasts ahead. We will see you on episode 145. So that's a little bit of a bump up in the way the number looks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a way, nothing wrong with 144, but it's like we're getting closer to that 150 and that huge mark. So we will see everybody in next go around here.
Peace.
Take care of yourselves.